Hey all you Switch fans, welcome back to another episode of What's New in the eShop. In this video, we're going to take a look at all the new eShop releases for the first week of June 2022. I'll highlight what I think are the best looking games, and there will be a sizzle reel with the rest of the titles afterwards. So let's get it on! Starting out on June 21st, from Merge Games, we have Deathrun TV. You'll experience real-time, blistering speed and bullet-dodging action as you compete for glory, assuming you're able to survive in this 2D bullet hell where only likes really count. Coming to you from the largest studio ever constructed, the show where contestants risk it all to gather likes from the audiences watching all over the world 24 hours a day. The entertainment never ends. With breakneck speed, bullet-dodging action, and lots of guns, you'll have to survive swarms of rabid mutants to progress and level up your contestant. Twin-stick bullet hell action will test your reflexes through each arena. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there's an old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from back in the 80s called The Running Man, which was basically where they would throw these criminals into this game show and they'd be hunted down by these sort of American gladiator yet lethal characters. So this game is kind of giving me that vibe, you know. It's sort of like, I don't think you're a criminal in the game, but you're being thrown in this arena and actually fighting for your life, but it's also a game show. So I really like that sort of theme. It really kind of lends itself to what looks like a sort of a dark sense of humor. I also really like any time that a game has graphics that are cartoony yet bloody. I just think that's funny. I'm infantile that way, so I find it humorous. So I'm hopeful for Deathrun TV. My only apprehension is that Merge Games definitely has a bit of a spotty record. Some of their games turn out pretty well, and some are really big duds. So I think you're going to really want to make sure you wait for reviews on this one, but it does look promising. And Deathrun TV releases for what seems to be a very reasonable price of $14.99. Also on June 1st, from Fireshine Games, we have the release of Silt. Silt is a surreal underwater puzzle adventure game. Alone in an underwater abyss, you are a diver searching the deep to uncover long-forgotten mysteries. Possess the creatures around you to solve puzzles and travel further into the darkness. Nature has evolved into bizarre forms. Discover strange organisms, unexplored ruins, and ancient machinery hidden beneath the water's surface. Survive encounters with giant deep-sea Goliaths. Harness their power to awaken a long, dormant force at the center of the abyss. Experience art brought to life. Silt's unsettling monochrome world is constructed from the sketches and dark imagination of artist Mr. Mead. A harrowing journey awaits you. Yeah, so in summation, this really just kind of looks like Limbo underwater, and I don't mean that in a bad way. That kind of sounds like I'm being dismissive. The game looks fantastic. It looks really moody and strange. One of those games that just kind of throws you in and you don't really know what's going on, so it's all kind of a big mystery. I really enjoyed what I saw in the trailers of the mechanic where you can sort of take over other fish and use them to solve puzzles. I think that's really fun looking. So this is another one that I'm very cautiously optimistic for. It does actually have a demo. Haven't gotten a chance to try that out yet, so I can't tell you my thoughts on it, but there is that for you if you want it. And this is another game that I think has a fairly reasonable launch price of $14.99. So a big thank you to these devs that are going back to what I think are good, solid indie game prices. Moving on to June 2nd, from Devolver Digital, we have the release of Card Shark. Card Shark is an adventure game full of cunning, intrigue, and delectable deceit. Cheat your way to the top of 18th century French society. Master deceptions using card marking, false shuffles, deck switching, false deals, and more. Use your ill-gotten gains to buy your way into the closed world of high-stakes tables. All right, so Card Shark is from Devolver Digital, which is really why it's getting put into this highlight area of this video, because Devolver Digital has an amazing track record. I don't think I've ever played a game from them that I thought was bad. And this game does have a demo, so you can try it out for yourself and see what you think. I highly encourage you to try the demo. I tried it out. I really enjoyed it. I think you need to know that this game, the card aspect of this game is really more for theme. So even if you don't know anything about playing poker, you don't really need to know. It does have some tutorials that will teach you the basics of suits in the poker deck. But again, really, the knowledge of how poker works is almost unnecessary. This game is all about sort of stealth and using these tricks to slip up your opponents. It's honestly, from what I tried, it's really more of like a game that has to do like with sleight of hand and magic. So more or less you're an apprentice to this guy and he's showing you all the tricks of the trade on how to swindle all these people out of their money. And the game has sort of a thematic sort of Robin Hood where you're sort of stealing from the rich and giving back to the poor. So it's not like you're a total jerk in the game. So it does have that ongoing story that, as far as I can tell, was going to pan out in that direction. But again, this is just what I'm getting from the demo. But yeah, try out the demo. It really isn't a card game so much, so it's definitely worth trying out if you are into games that are kind of like stealth and with trickery and all that kind of stuff. And Card Shark does release for $19.99. A little more pricey, but again, Devolver Digital, I think they've earned the right to price their games a little higher. They are almost always solid. Also on June 2nd, from Hit Grab, we have Clan O'Connell and the Crown of the Stag. Master bow, blade, and fist, and unite as one to save your father from the mother of demons. Clan O'Connell is a handcrafted platformer experience like no other. Set in the ancient land of Hibernia, drawn from real Celtic myth, 3 heroes of the Clan O'Connell must stop, and I'm going to mess up this pronunciation, Caroanash from claiming the crown of the stag for her demonic legions. So yeah, basically from what I understand, this is a Metroidvania drenched in the trappings of sort of a Scottish-Irish story. I absolutely love the art style. If you've ever seen, there's an Irish movie called The Secret of Kells. It is very similar looking to that, so I just think it's really beautiful. I love all that hand-painted look to it. So I think this game looks really solid. You've got the multiple characters, multiple abilities to unlock, and you're switching between them on the fly. This game was actually listed on the eShop a few weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure it had a more expensive price than it does now. So good news, it is a very budget-friendly game. It is releasing for the very cheap price of $7.49. So for once, we don't have to worry about what is basically the Switch tax. I think that's actually like half the price of the Steam version, so real solid deal there. Also on June 2nd from Odin Cat Games, we have Fishing Paradiso. This is a fishing game with over 90 unique species of fish to catch from strange and fantastical ecosystems, ranging from mountains and seas to the Milky Way and hell itself. A fishing game with a story? You better believe it. This is a wholly narrative-driven experience with a heartwarming story you won't find anywhere else in the genre. Easy to pick up, but difficult to master. It's a simple gameplay loop that's relaxing at first, but addictive and challenging by the end. Complete side quests to forge deeper relationships with a diverse cast of characters, some of whom you might recognize from our previous game, Bear's Restaurant. Deck out your own private cabana with collectible furniture you can earn by completing specific quests and rearrange it however you like. Take your friends out to lunch via the all-new dining system, Foodie Friends. Unlock dozens of additional bonding events for each character you meet along your journey as you sample every dish on the menu at Bear's Restaurant. This is a very charming looking sort of retro style fishing game. My understanding is that the narrative, the basic idea is that you are dead and you are fishing in heaven. And you are searching out this legendary godfish, and you are leveling up your fishing abilities, and you're meeting all these characters sort of a la Animal Crossing style and building these relationships. This dropped onto the eShop right before I recorded this, so it's definitely sort of a surprise drop onto the eShop. Fingers crossed, I really like retro style fishing games, and this one will release for the price of $14.99, but it does have a launch sale that goes all the way through June 16th for 10% off for $13.49. Also on June 2nd from Plug-in Digital, we have what is probably the biggest release of this week, and it is Souldiers. While out fighting for the glory of their kingdom, you and your fellow soldiers are whisked away to Terra Gaia, a mystical land on the fringes of the afterlife. Your task is to locate the Guardian and move on to the next world. The hitch? You and your compatriots never actually died. Battle your way to the heart of the mystery, outwit cunning enemies, solve nefarious puzzles, upgrade your character, and explore every corner of a dazzling, intricate 16-bit world. Souldiers is a handcrafted retro epic for the ages. The simplest way to describe this is a Metroidvania mashed up with a Souls-like. You can choose from your class. You can either be a scout with a sword, you could be a caster who is like a magician, or you can be an archer. Game is definitely drop dead gorgeous. Looks like it has a lot of depth to that combat. I've just heard tons and tons of positive buzz leading up to this one, so I got my fingers crossed that we may have one of the biggest indie hits of the whole year in this game. Souldiers is releasing at a price of $19.99, and if it turns out as good as the buzz is, I think that will be a very reasonable price indeed. Lastly, for the highlights, on June 3rd, we have the Wonder Boy collection. Collection will feature Wonder Boy, Wonder Boy in Monsterland, Wonder Boy in Monster World, and Monster World 4. Precisely ported to modern consoles with extended features like filter shader, a rewind option, and an art gallery. A fantastic blend of platforming and RPG action. Get nostalgic with vibrant pixel art and crisp chiptune audio. Simple and welcoming for new players with enough depth and challenge to captivate the most devoted. Alright, so I know the Wonder Boy games have a very devoted sort of cult following, so I'm sure there are plenty of people that would be excited to pick this one up. I don't exactly have a big history with these. I know I've dabbled in one or two of them just a little bit on emulators, but I haven't played enough of them to give a solid recommendation of whether or not I think they're quality. But like I said, they've got a big cult following, especially among fans of classic Sega consoles. The only problem I have with this one is I think it has an outrageous asking price. It is releasing for $29.99. Personally, I don't think from what I'm hearing about what minimal upgrades you're getting sound like it's worth $30, but maybe you can wishlist it, wait for a decent sale down the road. I don't know. I just think personally they probably should have released this at more like a $20 or less price point. Oh, and actually last, on June 3rd from Ratalaika Games, we have 10. 10 is a challenging platformer in which you face a relentless gauntlet of 10-second death trap rooms in a desperate struggle to escape your fate and uncover the truth. Collect tokens, purchase upgrades, and learn how to overcome each floor's onslaught of saw blades, cannon fire, lasers, bizarre monsters, and more. Every room is a test, every death is a lesson. Evolve and master every obstacle as you die, and try again. Conquer various environments and triumph over escalating threats, challenges, and deadly bosses as you make your way to the surface and to your freedom. So yeah, I think for fans of something like Super Meat Boy, this looks like it's going to be right up your alley. Again, these rooms are all on a 10-second timer, so the idea is to race through them as fast as you can. Sounds like it's a game with a bunch of checkpoints, so that you are just going to have to sort of do these over and over and over again. But I know there are a lot of fans of these sort of punishing style platformers, and Ratalaika Games has a good track record of solid budget releases. And yes, like I said, this is a budget game, and it does release for only $4.99. Get yourselves comfortable so you can check out this sizzle reel with the rest of the titles releasing this week.
Sitting lonely in my room again, trying to find the words to say, but nothing comes out. I am looking for the better days, seem like they just stay away whenever I try. There's so many things that I keep in my mind. My friends keep me out and it hurts every time. With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Sitting lonely in my room again, acting like I'm innocent. Why do I try? 'Cause now I'm feeling like a fool again, thinking I can fool myself by telling me lies. When there's so many things that I keep in my mind, I hang around people I don't even like. If they can be happy and walk with a smile, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, There will be a time. Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time.
Alright, so what'd you think of all those new games? For me personally, the two that I am most excited about are definitely Souldiers, and I really like the look of Clan O'Connell. Let me know down in the comments below what you're thinking of picking up, and until next time, I hope you have great gaming, tricksters. Bye-bye.